Goedemiddag, dames en heren. Good afternoon. Sali Bonani. Tobela. You're allowed to respond. Yes, it's a very special privilege. It's a great honor for us to again extend a very warm welcome to each one of you, students, parents, teachers, indeed, to every one of you who've been able to make it this afternoon. As Professor Ryan puts it, you represent the extraordinary possibilities that lie in the future for us. Fine young minds, capable of taking South Africa, Southern Africa, Africa and the world to its next stage of development, of inclusive development, in a caring and diverse world. I was watching these two videos and I was wondering, goodness, do I have anything to add? And I concluded that I can't really step up to that level of presentation, but nonetheless, I've got to sing for my dinner. So, what then is remarkable at UJ 9 years in? Remember, UJ does not have a medical school, and it is 9 years old. Just keep that in the background as you continue your journey of decision-making in the period that lies ahead. Recently, I offered 10 reasons to believe, and I share that with you this morning as this afternoon as 10 reasons to believe that UJ is excelling and is the place for you. No one can go anywhere without dynamic, ambitious, hard-working academic staff. And so one of the defining features of this University of Johannesburg is the fact that it has staff who are deeply committed to the academic project and to seeing you succeed. But secondly, and also importantly, no university will flourish unless it has outstanding and flagship programs that act as magnets to draw students, young and old, into that institution. And so a second reason to believe is the fact that the University of Johannesburg has outstanding and flagship programs that are second to none in this nation, on this continent. The third reason that you will have observed as young people this afternoon is that indeed we have a dynamic student culture. So yes, we are consistently the second coolest, okay, I won't say it was the coolest. For 5-6 years now, we're the second coolest university, the second strongest brand in our country and on the continent. So yes, we're a cool place, but at the same time, our students flourish. So we're not only a place to connect with friends for a lifetime, but more importantly, we're a place where our students work hard, are diligent, are committed, and achieve outstanding results. As we speak, close to 84% of our students complete, let me correct myself, as I stand in front of you, our students complete 84% of their modules on time. So if they take 10 modules a year, they complete close to 9 on time. We of course want to find out why they don't complete the 10 on time. So a third reason to believe is that we have a student body, a student culture, a student tradition of commitment to excellence within a fun and an ultra-cool setting. If you don't have good governance, if you don't have good relationships between your governing body and your management, you will fail. 5 universities have been put under administration in the last 4 years. I won't mention their names. And the reason for that is a fundamental breakdown in the relationship between managers and the governing councils in those institutions. One of the reasons to believe is that the University of Johannesburg has an outstanding council and governing body, and it has an outstanding set of leaders of this university, many of whom you will see in a short while. The fifth reason to believe, as you will have noticed in the video, is no university can call itself a university unless it has a strong tradition of research and innovation. So yes, you may believe that the fundamental reason why a university exists is because it has to teach and train young people and older people for the labor market. Well, that may be so. But the founding reason for universities to exist is to produce new knowledge, is to innovate at the frontiers of knowledge, is to publish that knowledge, is to have that knowledge be noted or be taken note of. And so a fifth reason why this university is on the move as it is because of its now strong research tradition. In fact, our research output has tripled in the last 4 or 5 years. From a good base, we have increased it 3 times. Again, demonstrating a strong tradition and culture, a strong commitment to the academic project in the University of Johannesburg. You will have noticed a sixth reason to believe is that the University of Johannesburg now has a well-established brand, second only, all right, to the University of Cape Town. It has an amazingly strong brand, only 9 years, 4 months and 11 days in. How's that? So, the university is ranked in the top 4% of universities worldwide. I always ask our student leaders when I meet with them on our campuses. 3 times a year, I go with the executive team to our campuses, and we meet with staff, and then we meet with students separately. And I say, so how many of you have been in the top 4% of your class? That's an easy one for you, right? Yeah? Then I say, okay, all right, great. Everyone in the top 4% of their class, I say to the student leaders, stand up. And so, good numbers stand up, good percentage stand up. Then I said, okay, so how many of you were in the top 4% of your province? And then the numbers go down a bit, right? And then I say, okay, so how many of you were in the top 4% in South Africa? You get the message, right? So how many of you in the top 4% in Africa? How many of you in the top 4% in the world? You get the message? So to be in the top 4% of universities worldwide, close to 17,000 universities, the University of Johannesburg, no medical school, 9 years, 4 months, 11 days old. It's in the top 650. And as Professor Ryan has reminded us, that's only the beginning. Just watch this space. Just watch when the rankings come out in October later this year. And you will take note that the top 4% is only the beginning of global recognition for what we are doing. So how many of you young people know what BRICS is? Hands up. BRICS, BRICS. Not bricks, not... Okay, all right, not building bricks. BRICS. B-R-I-C-S. So hands up now that you know which BRICS I'm referring to. Great, so it's Brazil. Got it. So, in the BRICS economic bloc, we have some 6,200 universities. Where do you think UJ is ranked? Top 500? Huh? Top 400? Top 300? Okay, you got a top 100. It's ranked number 61 in the BRICS set of 6,200 universities. And remember, this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. And so I mentioned this because we've laid the table for you. We have prepared this University of Johannesburg for you. Not for ourselves in management, for you. And I can go on with the reasons to believe. Number 7, we have world-class campuses and facilities. World-class campuses and facilities. So, make a move, come to UJ and you'll experience these world-class facilities that we constantly re-examine, improve, and innovate. 8th reason to believe is that UJ is not just about wanting to be in the top 3% or top this or that. That's fantastic. It's wonderful. But we also must respond to the national facts that face us as a nation. And so the University of Johannesburg is an institution that is alive and responsive to matters of national importance. Just as an example, and I know that you're getting restless now. Just as an example, 2 weeks ago, you might have taken note, observed, that the exam results for the first exam leading to a chartered accounting registration was released. How many of you noted that? Hands up. Anyone noted that? I see some hands in front here who obviously have taken note at the back. Yeah? So how many of you know the CA, SA designation, Chartered Accountant of South Africa? How many of you want to become CAs, by the way? Maybe that's a better question. Hands up. How many of you want to become CAs? Hands up. Okay, I can't see you. Stand up. Now, I don't want everybody to stand up now. Okay, the Dean of Economic and Financial Sciences is checking you out now. All right, have a seat, thanks. So I mentioned this because when the results were released recently, just 2 weeks ago, UJ's pass rate, that is our students who wrote that external examination set by the professional body called SAICA, who are responsible for the charting accountant profession. Our students achieved a 95% pass rate. Professor, you can stand up. Actually, you should clap for that professor there. So that's Professor Amanda Dempsey, the Dean of Economic and Financial Sciences. But the striking thing about those results is that UJ now produces 27% of all black CAs in this country. So yes, we have a good, diverse student body undertake part of those programs, about 40%, 45%. I'm just trying to remember, Amanda, of our graduates are white, and about 55% are black. So that's more or less the picture. But that 55% translates into UJ producing 27% of all black CAs. Last year it was 23%. So you can see where this thing is going, right? Yeah? So you can imagine in 20 years' time, 15 years' time, when you graduate from UJ and you've got the corner office, right? And I'm just imagining, what contribution you're going to make to UJ. Championing UJ, being, the champions of UJ, isn't it, Rory? So there is just one example. I could have picked on 30 other examples to demonstrate the outstanding nature of our programs, of our academics, and of our diligent and hard-working students. And so, as we speak, the university continues to contribute to transforming our professions in our society, to becoming much more inclusive and diverse. I'm not going to go through the full list, maybe just one last one to mention. The university has world-class finances and financial administration. So you won't be coming to a university that is an also-ran. You won't be coming to a university that will crash in 3 or 4 or 5 years' time because its finances are poorly managed and poorly administered. No. you will come to university that is financially strong. As it is financially strong, this university also contributes close to 100 million rands in bursaries. It contributes close to 50 million rands in student loans to close to 1,000 students, as we speak, who are unable to finance their own studies, who simply don't have the income. And there's simply not enough cash in the student financial aid scheme of the state to finance them. And so we're a university that cares. And so Professor Ryan is absolutely correct that when you do tick that box and say, yes, UJ, you'll come to a place that cares for you in so many and in all respects. So, what then explains this progress? You've heard it, you've seen it. But one of the most striking things about UJ is that when the merger was plonked upon us, we didn't run away. We didn't run away. Difficult merger, challenging merger, bringing 3 institutions together, 3 different financial systems, 3 human resources systems, 3 administration systems, 3 academic administration systems, and I can go down the line. We didn't pack our bags and say, no, let's leave it for somebody else. And so one of the explanations for this remarkable progress, as I put it, is opportunity met preparedness. Second, we had a vision that is ambitious, a vision that is honorable, a vision full of hope, a vision about being determined to build one of Africa's top institutions. Not in 100 years, not in 50 years, but less than 20 years. And so become part of this community, a place of ambition, of hope, of determination, of commitment, of dynamism, of energy, of passion. Combined, shall I say, with amazing grace that has made this project of ours possible. Third and second last point, or third last point that I'll be making, third reason that explains this I've just referred to, is our responsiveness to challenge and our responsiveness to the necessity to change. One of the things that I'm sure that I would have been told not to say here, but I'm going to say it anyway. So just last week, on our Bunting Road campus, we unveiled the new name of the main gate of the campus. How many of you saw the story? Yeah? Story in which we renamed that gate the Gloria Sikwena Gate. How many of you know the name Gloria Sikwena? This is the mother who perished at that gate 2 years and 4 months ago. 2 years, 4 months, and 1 day ago. You better get used to remembering things. And be on your feet, right? On your toes, right? And so we unveiled, and we had the whole clan of Gloria there, and we had a dignified moment of remembering her. In fact, she's a graduate and alumnus of the University of Johannesburg herself. But the striking thing about that event, tragic event, 2 years, 4 months and 1 day ago, was that we then said we have no more physical walk-ins at the University of Johannesburg. The challenge for the team responsible for enrollment management was to design a new system. And they developed a new application. So that now, please don't apply late, please. So when the results go out, the National Senior Certificate results go out 5, 6 January, whenever the date is, we open that app and you can download that app and you put in your late application. What it does, all that you do is you put in your matric number or your ID number. Don't listen too closely to this. You put in that number, any of those numbers, and it does the work for you. It compares your results against the programs that still have vacant spaces in the university, and it kicks out for you up to 5 options for you to choose. You choose one, tick one, 48 hours later, or within 48 hours, you get the response. Sharp, or no space. So here's an example of how the university responds. I can give you many other examples. Our online registration system, which is different from the late application system, is today used by our peer institution, Oxford University. So, several innovations that we have put in place in recent times, demonstrating that we're an institution of agility and dynamism, where we adjust rapidly and readjust our systems and processes and resources. Fourthly, and I'm almost done, what explains this progress is that we're a place of self-reflection, a place of being self-critical, a place where we examine, we turn things over, where we are honest with each other, where we are fact-driven most of the time. As I put it, there's no place for fudging at UJ. No place to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah? You've been fudging sometimes, right? Yeah? Half-baked stories sometimes, right? No place for half-baked stories at UJ. We want the full story, which means you're going to sit down and gather yourself and present, do your homework and present. And finally, we're a place where there's an attitude and practice of innovation. I've implied this already, of piloting, of testing, of sharing results, of setting standards, and of holding each other accountable. So that's my story for you this afternoon. It is to say that, in summary, the University of Johannesburg is far from finished with its work. Top 4%, nice feather in the cap. But it's only the beginning. And the reason why we are confident, the reason why we believe, is because we have 10 things at least in place. I've shared some of that with you. 10 things in place that gives each one of us a reason to believe that there is life beyond the top 4% worldwide. So today's your chance to continue your encounter and your conversations. We've laid it especially on for you. You got that? Especially on for you. One of the innovations, by the way, that we have completed now as we speak. You must have heard of these massive open days at UJ, right? We've scrapped that. Scrap that. Because we want focused conversation with you. And so you are the very first to interface with us. The very first. So remember, you are special. Remember, you are special not only because you're the first. You are special because you are our best hope for a far better future for all of us. In our economy, in our politics, in our society and culture, in all aspects of our lives, you are our hope. So come and join us. Bring your fine mind to UJ. I thank you. Ngiyabonga. Bye.